It's the Cretina Show. What's going on today? Let's find out.
I have a very important message to everybody that watches the channels, the subscribers on the different channels. I recently, it's kind of off the subject of what it posting and stuff, but the reason there's been an extreme delay in posting is because I've had a lot of stuff in the background going on. Like I would say it's a huge project I'm about finished up with, and the last part I'm trying to get done with it, I've been dealing with returns with Walmart. And over the last week or so, the last month's been really bad though, but over the last week, and I'm just warning anybody that does online with them, the store is different, like local grocery stuff is fine, but there's some serious issues. I turn around and have a few items that I purchased, like the ceiling fan there, the one I posted, I'm going to post a video on. I haven't posted it yet, but yeah, this one here, this fan here, it became a light. I kind of did a video on that. It'll come up. But it just kind of really bothers me because the point of fact is the fan motor was just bad in general. Blade was a little bit, but the fan, when I removed it, uninstalled it, the fan motor had a lot of wobble to it. And before that, the seller tried to blame me because where I installed it technically, and that wouldn't matter. And then the issue, I went back and forth with them. So instead of them sitting there saying, we'll just return it, we'll give you another one, or exchange, or replacement, whatever, they don't want to do that. So basically, they were like, well, here's your refund, keep the item. But I went through a couple weeks with them, and that was ridiculous. Now you go to the page, it says not available. Like, why couldn't they have done that before? Maybe because they had the same issue, because those fan motors that are in those fans are garbage. And the unfortunate part, it's a fan. So I don't know how it works. I noticed the blade when I got it. I noticed there was one just a little different than the rest, and I said that looks about 2 to 3 millimeter difference, and sure enough, it was. Yeah, now when I click on the item and stuff in my cart, and I go to the page, and you see it's not available anymore. So I think that's kind of interesting that this item's not available, even though I went through a lot of stuff with the seller. And when I finally proved to them after a few emails with videos and pictures, I finally got them to look at the point was on their end. So I think they might have did this to put things on pause until they get the motor situation straightened out, because those motors are bad. I don't know if they're all like that, but I'm kind of thinking a lot of them are, because this is the second fan with the same fan motor issue, different manufacturer. So, but there's other issues here too, like the seller here, I'm not sure what their deal is. They sent the incorrect color pretty much, and I'm not sure why they did that. It's just been a big fiasco. But one thing is when you turn around now and you click on the page, you get this. And I'm not sure if it's because the item's been removed or the seller's been removed. That's what I don't know. But it's just weird because they just contacted me the other day, and I'm not sure what's up with this whole thing. It's been very confusing. Walmart's not at all a customer line, whatever you want to call it, customer service, not been any help at all. So it's been really disastrous. So, of course, I haven't seen refunds on any of this stuff. I'm kind of still baffled. It's been like a week on one item and a little over this item here. It's been a week, and the other item's been longer. So still no refund. But I recently received emails from that seller. The problem with them is they sent me white ones instead of black. You see in the description here, it shows black right there. So, but it's very frustrating for me because I went through a bunch of stuff trying to even return these things or get refunded or replacement or anything. And the seller sent me a message saying wait and nothing more. And then I said something, you sent me white ones, not black ones as ordered. And then I was told wait again. And so I was like, what am I waiting for? And then they said they were delivered on April 17th. And then I told them, took them back to the store. It took me a lot to do it because Walmart's customer service online is horrible. I don't know how many of y'all have the experience, but I'm done shopping, major shopping on Walmart now because it's just been a month and a half of bad stuff. Bad experiences, bad products, on and on. But anyways, so the white ones, I returned those to the store. They were 2 separate orders because the first seller I got from, which is these, they didn't have them in stock, but they didn't tell me. And then I had questioned them, like I waited like I think it was a week or something like that, and nothing happened. So I asked them, why is this still taking so long? Oh, we're out of stock. They didn't tell me until I pretty much asked about it. Well, do you want to wait or do you want a refund? I said, well, I'll just wait. Figured they should have them in soon. And I even contacted them a couple of days later and said, hey, just let me know we're going to ship them. They were like, we'll do. And the next thing I know, a few days later, it got canceled. So that was like, I think about 12, 13, maybe 14 days. So it was about a 2-week time frame. And the excuses I got from Walmart on that one, oh my gosh. The seller's still bugging me on this, even though I keep telling them I returned them because they're white and they weren't black. You know, of course, I'm going to get them somewhere else. I had to add this in here. With this thing here, with these zip ties, when you click on this particular item, it changes. It's a whole different seller, because this is what I get right now. I get these now. So I'm not sure what's going on, you know, with Walmart, but it's funny, click on that seller that pretty much didn't have them cancel the order. I still baffled why somebody that says, I have a product for sale, let me take your money, I'll give you a product. This person says, let me take your money, I don't have the product, but I might have it coming soon. They couldn't have put it up front. Walmart didn't notice this. I let them know, but they didn't say, oh, well, obviously this is a fraudulent seller because they're taking your money and giving you no product. Nope. Now when I click on it, it just takes me to this seller. It's really, Walmart's really shady. It noticed. It's getting really horrible, real shady, and it's been over the last maybe, I would say probably a couple months, because I've been dealing with the issues for about a month and a half now, almost 2 months. It's been horrible. So that's why I keep repeating throughout this video, if you want to do a major online shopping, don't deal with Walmart, because you'll deal with weird stuff like this, the other stuff, and it's horrible. And I'm still waiting. It's been like a week on these items. I'm still waiting. So, you know, I'm not going to deal with Walmart's online thing for those. But yeah, it was really bad. It took me, I don't know how many days to resolve this. I'm not sure if it's resolved yet. It's not resolved. It's the following day, the day after I recorded most of this video. I'm kind of going through editing now. Now I just talked to him earlier, and the guy said, yeah, I feel like it's the billing department. The people that handle releasing the funds or taking the funds, they're the ones doing this, because he sits there and saw that other people have done this, and it's all on them. They're so-called waiting till these items get wherever. And so Walmart has part of them. It looks like customer service is really horrible, but it looks like their billing department is trying to steal people's monies. So I'm not understanding why they're doing this, and I'm sure other people have gone through this too, having a lot of headache trying to get their own refunds back on their own money. And I think it's about horrible. People have to go through that. And so, yeah, I got part of a refund back this morning, or one of the refunds back this morning on the camera finally, and then the canceled order, I'm still waiting on that. The white zip ties, they said I should get that today. It's now Thursday the 30th. It's been about over a week. Yeah, I shouldn't have to wait all that time for that refund, because this got returned to the store. So, but like I said, it's extremely ridiculous having to deal with this stuff. Shouldn't have had to. But it was actually throughout the week last week trying to even return these things. I had a handful of things returned, and it was just horrible experience. With the zip ties, somebody told me just buy other ones. Somebody else said just deal with it pretty much. I ignored silence sometimes, you know, but it's never I just talk to one person, a few minutes later it's resolved. No, it's this ongoing talking to 10, 20, 30 people, spend hours and hours and hours. And pretty much what I kept getting out of this whole deal, Walmart was trying to steal my money. That's all I put it up to, because I spent the last 2 days, I started Friday, and it's Tuesday now, but I was going through a lot of stuff yesterday. I spent like 8 hours on the phone and kept thinking I get it resolved. And the responses come out of Walmart's customer service is so different. I never get the same thing. I've had silence. I've had people just stick to the script and not want to get off the script. I had one with those zip ties, actually return them. Well, somewhere Walmart's system glitches. It has a glitch or something, or something's going on. It shows I returned them, but they told me I needed to go back to Walmart, find that guy that scanned them to make sure they ship them so I can get refunded. It's just constantly telling me I have to do things to get a refund. And I think it's weird. And then on top of this, if this was a week ago that this was delivered, what I think's messed up, then they were telling me I was going to have to wait 10 more days for my refund. So that's like almost 3 weeks to 4 weeks, basically, is what I'm being told, because it's the business days, not each actual 7-day week. It's a 5-day week, pretty much, with that. So when they say 10 business days, that means you're waiting literally 2 weeks. And I was like, wow, I don't know who would want to deal with that, but it's a really bad practice. But this first order, like I said, I went through a couple weeks of waiting, kept in touch with the seller, and then all of a sudden they canceled it, and I went through a lot. Then I noticed the price changed a lot on the other zip ties. I was like, oh, Walmart's a little game, because the ceiling fan fiasco is what I call it. Went through 3 ceiling fans. I still don't have a ceiling fan. I have a light kit, a light now, because I modded that ceiling fan, but I still don't have a ceiling fan because 3 of them. First one was too small. The second one was still too small. Not as small, but it was still too small. Bad motor, wobbled really bad. Returned that one. Went through a little bit to return that one. This next one, I went through so much stuff with the seller. I was trying to thinking, well, maybe the blade's the issue. Send me a blade. But they should have been like, no, just return it. We'll send you a replacement. Nope, that didn't happen. And I had to fight Walmart because each fan cost me a little more. And so on this one, I was like, wow, this is like $80. I should have looked elsewhere. But, that was my fault, my stupidity, whatever. And it's just been ridiculous. I've tried to deal with them in so many ways, and the customer service is horrible. You don't spend a few minutes and get things resolved. They lie to you. They try to overtalk you, try to make you feel stupid, try to make things your fault, tell you you have to do a bunch of different things to so-called get a refund or to see a refund. Or you didn't do something right. It's just always comes back on the customer extremely major. But my suggestion to anybody after my experience of the last few weeks, it's been really horrible, is don't shop on Walmart online unless you're doing from the local store, like groceries or items are coming from local store. Don't do any big purchases because you might be out a lot of money. Because Walmart, I feel like, is playing this scamming game. They sell you wrong products, damaged products, broken products. Like it was going great there for a while. Like a lot of stuff you've all seen me unbox and stuff. It's Amazon, Walmart, handful of places. But the stuff on Walmart, there was never a problem. If I had an issue, there was no problems returning it. It was like take it to FedEx, UPS, or the store, and within a short time you'd be refunded. And now it's this, oh, you got to wait weeks and weeks to see your money. So I'm not understanding that. I'm kind of baffled. It's almost the customer has to fight to get their money back, and then they have to prove things because it's been a big fiasco. I took something to FedEx to drop it off for Walmart, and I didn't get anything from FedEx. And then I went through a lot of stuff because I was told by Walmart that they didn't receive it yet. So I went over to FedEx, said something, kind of chewed them out a little bit, and then I came back and talked to a girl, and she's like, no, it shows it was received. And then I'm like, but why'd that guy tell me that? So it's really bad with Walmart's customer service. They need to redo it or something, because I'll have the experience to where I might spend, I feel like I'm working for them. I might spend 6 to 8 hours on the phone, deal with maybe 30 people, 40 people. And in there, I might find one decent one. Like earlier today, I was dealing with it. I was on the phone for probably about 2.5 hours. And finally, I got a girl that she seemed like she did things. She actually gave me a number for the case number and all that stuff. So, but I kept being told, Friday I was told by a guy I was going to see those refunds. Everything's taken care of. Told by a girl yesterday within a few hours I can get the refunds. So I don't know if I'm being lied to or those particular customer service representatives are being blocked by Walmart because they're trying to do something decent for the customer. And I'll explain to them things. I will tell them things. I will tell them the information, and then they ask me for that same information I just told them. Like they would ask me, I would tell them the order number. And I would tell them, what the item is. Next thing I know, they would start talk about some other item. And like in this order with the zip ties and stuff, they started talking about that ceiling fan. I'm like, I didn't even say anything about a ceiling fan. None of the order numbers are that way. I said, so you pretty much have people pay money for an item they think they're getting at a price, so that seller doesn't have it. You don't do price matching anymore. So what happens is the person that's paying the money, which is the customer, now is going to pay double or triple for the same item they already purchased. And that's how they do it. They did it to me on an extension cord. The fans are a whole weird story because that's just, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of crap with those. But yeah, I had to keep paying more on those. Just a lot of different, the zip ties especially, because I wasn't getting anywhere with the seller because, I don't know, they're an idiot or what the deal is. But sorry this video is so long, but I felt like this is real important for anybody that might have experienced really bad or nightmarish, horrible, I don't know, really pull your hair out kind of experiences with Walmart's customer service for online is just bad. You know, because like I said, when I took these to the store about a week ago, the guy scanned the one barcode on the back of the pack of zip ties. The other one, the seller covered it up, but he found a way to do it. Put both labels on, shipping labels to return it, scanned them, and done. He gave me the thing with all that stuff, the paper, and I left everything was good. But then they kept telling me that it wasn't scanned, and I had to go to the store and this, that, and everything. So it's just been a real horrible experience. I wasn't really going to do this, post a video like this, but I feel I had to. It's been really frustrating. That's enough on this whole thing, but I'm going to say it again. Anybody that wants to do online, don't deal with Walmart online with major purchases, because the deal that I was looking at is about $90 some. So I was almost out that much. And I'm hoping this girl I talked to earlier took care of it, because they've been kept telling me, you're going to wait, you're going to wait, you're going to wait. And then the one that was canceled earlier in the month, they said you have to wait that 10 days, and that was supposed to be Friday. Last week they told me by Friday I'll receive that refund. Nope. That was for the first zip tie packs, the first 2 I ordered. But yeah, like I said, there was a lot more, but I figured I'd give the basic details. Sorry it took so long to explain it all pretty much, but yeah, just anybody doing out there that hears this, don't quit buying from Walmart online. Go to Amazon or something else, because the customer service is really horrible. Was the one with the white zip tie. It took me 30 different customer service reps over 3 days to get Walmart to just send a message asking why they were white instead of black. That's how bad customer service is. I can't say hope you enjoyed the video, because this was just more information. So this is why there's been late posts on the videos. I'm going to hopefully get on it soon, because hopefully I got this resolved. The big huge project's about done. Well, that's about it for me. Hope y'all got something out of it. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye for now. Like and subscribe to this video. Bye-bye.